It's the Run In Podcast. Here is your host Big B and Gothic Barbie.
What is up, everybody? It's Big B.
And Barbie.
And today we're doing the Run In Podcast covering Monday Night Raw from last night. Sorry it is up a little bit late. Barbie has been super busy running her gaming Instagram channel, YouTube channel, and Twitch channel. She's getting people out the ass coming from all over to follow her and watch her play games. Of course, she's hot, she's sexy, and she's fun.
Out the ass, people.
Out the ass. And shut the front door. No, seriously though, if you want to go check her out on Twitch, it's at @the_Gothic_Gamer666. You can catch her on YouTube at Gothic Gamer 666. Also, go and check out of her Instagram. It is _Gothic_Gamer. And I believe that's all. Oh, and if you want to add her on PlayStation, if you play games, at Gothic Barbie 25. That covers everything you're doing at the moment?
Yes.
Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and get into the run-in. Alright, Rousey opened up the show last night on Monday Night Raw.
That was terrible.
It was terrible. She did one of the worst segments I think she's ever done since she came to the WWE. 2 mic drops? You can't do 2 mic drops. It's a 1 mic drop type thing. Kind of just ruins the mic drop.
Yeah, it's kind of like calling somebody's mama fat and then asking for $20.
I don't know if that's really accurate.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. You just don't do it.
Everything that she was saying on the mic, it was just stupid. And I know that she's doing it to get heel heat, and she's doing a great job of riling the crowd and the universe and the social media users up. But I don't know. I first liked her heel transformation, but now that she's doing it, it's seems even worse than her coming out and waving and smiling and giving babies handshakes and gifts.
Shaking baby hands. But yeah, she's doing really bad. I hate the promos she's cutting. They're very boring, and there's no venom behind them.
None. She's not a good guy. She's not a good bad guy. She's just she needs to be the silent type. She needs to be the Brock Lesnar type. She just needs to be the badass, sit there, close her mouth, and have a mouthpiece for her. So if Brock Lesnar leaves and Ronda Rousey decides to stay, hey Brock, we have a client for you that really, really needs it.
Brock?
I mean, Heyman, we got a client for you really, really needs it. Something else that was awful in this, of course, I understand why Becky and Charlotte was there, as they were announced at the first ever women to main event WrestleMania in history. So, of course, Charlotte and Becky was going to be there to help further that storyline in that announcement. And they did a beat the clock challenge, which I thought was kind of stupid.
It was stupid.
One of the reasons is they're just jobbing out the poor Riot Squad, and it's just really, really awful. The Riot Squad deserve better than what they're doing, especially after Rousey beating Ruby Riott. Fastlane or Elimination Chamber when she took on Ruby Riott? I think it was the Elimination Chamber.
I can't even
She took on Ruby Riott and
so forgettable.
Beat Ruby Riott in 3 seconds or so.
Yeah,
It felt like it was short. And anyway, but to get on with it, Ronda did it in 1:25. Charlotte couldn't follow through and beat anybody that quick, which she took on Riott. And then Becky took on Liv and beat Liv in the time amount. And it was just something that didn't work for me. I knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to build and further the moment. The women main eventing WrestleMania. I get it, but it just didn't really work for me. And now they're going to have a 6-woman tag team action with Rousey, Flair, and Lynch versus the Riot Squad next week on Raw.
It's just stupid.
And it's just one of those things. It's I don't like the random tag team matches. Now, if it's just the Bar or versus the Revival versus the Usos. I like planned tag matches that are actual tag team. I just don't want to see random people thrown together just to throw random people together to get them in a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And there's going to be shenanigans these 3 women hate each other. How are they going to get along to tag? It's just WWE treating us like we're children. Something else that I want to get into is the whole Balor situation where he had to take on, it was supposed to be Lashley and Rush, but Rush is supposedly injured from the whole Strowman thing last week. And then it turned out to be Jinder Mahal, which I forgot he was on the roster. And this is a former WWE champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but as soon as you saw Jinder Mahal come out, you're like, yeah, we know who's winning.
Yeah, we know Balor's got this. Because if it would have been Lashley and, let's say, Drew McIntyre, okay, Balor's not winning. Lashley and Rush, okay, Balor's winning. Lashley and Mahal, Balor's winning. But, of course, we knew Balor was going to win to earn the IC title shot at WrestleMania. He did. He'll be at WrestleMania 35. There's been rumors of that turning into a multi-man match along with the United States title. We'll see what develops with that. Moving on. All the Elias segments last night were awful from him being recorded via tape, whatever, in New York. I'm an Elias fan, but what they're doing with him now is just awful.
Yeah, he's turned into just a joke.
He really has, and he had done nothing really memorable or considerable in the least bit here. And he faced No Way Jose, which people are like, well, he picked up a victory against No Way Jose. It's No Way Jose.
Yeah, like nobody cares. And I called it right from the get-go about what was going to happen in his segments, and what happened in his segments, exactly like I said.
Yeah, everything happened as you called it, and I don't know, I wish they would do something more with Elias. I mean, people talk about, oh, he's one of the ones that doesn't really need a title, and no, he doesn't, but do something else with him than just the standard guitar, I'm gonna sing, no, somebody's gonna interrupt me shit. It's really boring.
Yeah.
Next, we had, oh my god, probably my freaking worst down of the night here. Aleister Black and Ricochet came out.
I'm so tired of them, it's not even funny.
I'm tired of seeing them as well, but I understand their new call-ups and they have to build them up. I get that. At least they're doing something with some NXT call-ups, unlike the others that came before them they're doing nothing with, except your Lacey Evans. You just come, walk, turn, go back. But at least you're doing something with Black and Ricochet, but I'm getting tired of seeing them every single night on my TV, it feels like.
Yeah.
And then once I heard the Revival's music hit, like, well, crap, the Revival just lost this match because we know that Aleister Black and Ricochet not losing. And I don't know what they're doing with the Revival. It's really starting to tick me off. I remember a few months ago that the Revival was teasing and asking for the release from WWE. WWE pulled them aside and said, hey, give us 3-4 months. Let us fix this tag team division. They throw the titles on the Revival. The Revival done nothing but lose since. They've been held off pay-per-views as the tag team champion. And 12 days away from WrestleMania 35, the biggest show of the year, they still do not have an opponent for that match. Which it does look like it's going to be Black and Ricochet. And if so, Black and Ricochet walking away with the titles. But 12 days from WrestleMania, we already have Braun Strowman in his crappy gimmick match with the SNL guys. We got Triple H and Batista in a gimmick match, the part-timers. We already went and planned that out, but we're not going to plan out what we're going to do with our frickin' tag team champions from Raw and SmackDown. I'm not going to count the Usos either.
The thing about the Revival is Vince McMahon right now is kind of like a bratty 5-year-old. When they lose a toy, they're done playing with it. But somebody else is interested in it, and then they want it back.
Yeah, that's sort of what he did with the Revival. It's like, okay, we're going to leave. Oh, well, we'll give you the tag title. Okay, but you're going to lose every match now. Just as long as you don't go to AEW or anywhere else.
We don't want you, but we don't want them to have you either.
Yeah, really. Something that happened after that was Roman Reigns accepted Drew McIntyre challenge. No shock. Everybody knew that this was going to be a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Me personally, I hope Drew McIntyre wins. It will further his character and his career, and him be a legit badass that gets took seriously, if that's what WWE is trying to do.
If they want him to be a complete badass, he needs to go back to his old theme song.
I love his old theme song. That was probably one of the best themes that any WWE guys has, other than CM Punk with Cult of Personality.
Yeah, but the one he has now, it's just terrible.
After that, it led into another Ambrose McIntyre match after he's seen Ambrose backstage for the 4th time in a row here. Anyway, we're going to skip past that. Something else that I'm getting completely uninterested in on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or wherever is these women tag titles. I'm not interested in them no more. It was cool when they first come, out when they were first unveiled, but I don't know, I'm just really uninterested in this feud, I guess, with Tamina and Nia, Phoenix and Natalia and the Iconic with Banks and Bailey. It's getting boring.
I'm I don't much care for the women's division. I know I am myself a woman and we're supposed to support everybody and raise our sisters up, but I really cannot stand the women's division and what they're doing with it.
There's not too many that I like. Of course, I like Becky and Charlotte and Rousey, that whole thing that they're doing. But as far as these women tag titles, it just really um disgruntling me, I guess I could say. With
Yeah, it's really terrible.
And by the way, if you're wondering, Banks and Natalia had a match. Banks won via DQ because Nia and Tamina came out, got involved, and had a super kick party. Then after that, the WrestleMania match got confirmed. It's the Iconic, Nia and Tamina, Natalia and Phoenix versus Banks and Bailey at WrestleMania 35, four-way tag for the tag team titles. Whoopity doo. Um, Something else that's irritating me is they're using Natalia's dad, his passing away and being in the Hall of Fame, to get her cheered.
That's just wrong.
And the reason that I'm saying that is she was in the ring after they did the whole Hall of Fame Heart Foundation announcement with Beth Phoenix and Natalia. They got do a close up of her crying because she's seeing her dad on the screen, and then Beth walks away so that way she can have the spotlight herself, and she's throwing her hands up and getting cheered. But just before that, when her music hit, it was like crickets, and nobody gave a damn she was there.
Yeah, nobody. I'm sad to say, but nobody cares about Natalia anymore. They don't use her properly, and it's not right that they're using her dad's passing to get her some pity cheers.
Yeah, real. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. It's pity chairs, like you just said. What followed next was another really bad down for me. It was the Moment of Bliss, another awful Moment of Bliss segment, and I'm really not feeling any of these Moment of Bliss segments. It feels like each week they just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And unfortunately, the one that happened last night on Raw was one of the worst that I've ever seen. You had the whole Braun Strowman and SNL guys angles, and of course they went back and relived the moments that what happened. And it was just so boring to me. Braun Strowman, they have killed his character. I don't care. I didn't think anybody watching and in the crowd cared. And then the SNL guys are just cringeworthy. And if that's how they really act and read lines on the show, then I don't know how the hell they had a job in the first place.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I mean, I'm just not into it. The whole SNL, storyline is probably the stupidest thing ever. And it feels like Braun Strowman has become the new Big Show. Random heel face turn, doing the gimmick matches now at WrestleMania. Next thing you know, he'll be fighting Conor McGregor the same way Big Show fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
So, and Conor McGregor, if anybody's paid attention, has announced his retirement from MMA. Yes, this is the second time he's done it, but he's talking about wanting to come to WWE, and if so, hey, Braun Strowman's there. He needs another gimmick match for SummerSlam.
I can't stand Conor McGregor.
Anyway, the There to Be There match that I don't really care. Apollo versus Corbin. Okay.
I don't think anybody cares. I don't know why it was on the card.
Then you had the standard Rollins promo about waiting for the fans at Mania and answering prayers and becoming the new Universal Champion and slaying the Beast, of course.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then Heyman come out, cut his standard chic promo about Brock winning. He is the Beast, he's unconquerable, and blah, 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 like you just said. It standard chick that's getting stale, and I'm getting over it. I'm a Paul Heyman guy, but he needs to go away for a while and then come back. Because I'm getting tired of the same promo every time you see him.
You can't really blame Paul Heyman because Brock Lesnar doesn't do much, and you can only report on Brock Lesnar so much because he doesn't do anything.
He never shows, I swear.
So you have to recast the same promo every damn time.
After that segment, we had Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe. Good match, not gonna lie, for the age of Kurt Angle, and of course, Samoa Joe was older than his TNA days as well. It was a good match. There was a few mishaps, a few mistakes, things happen that, you could tell, like, oh, okay, if this match would have took place 20 years ago in WWE, then that would have looked a lot cooler. That suplex wouldn't have been late. Kurt would have took it better. But it was what it was, and it was a good match. Another cool thing is I'm a big fan of nostalgia. The headbutt at the beginning that Samoa Joe gave Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle did the same thing to Samoa Joe years prior in TNA. That was a really cool nostalgic callback. I love that. I kind of geeked out a little bit. What followed after Angle won, of course. Oh, and real quick, Angle takes on AJ Styles tonight, which, as you're watching this, you already saw the match. Also, next week on Raw, he's taking on Rey Mysterio.
Which, that's going to be a good match.
It will be a good match. Rumor, if you go to my Instagram, Views on Wrestling, I made an article and a report that, Angle has handpicked every opponent leading up to WrestleMania, but he's just not allowed to pick his WrestleMania opponent, which is why we're getting all the cool ones leading up for the first half, and then the second half, which is the WrestleMania match, you're getting... So
yeah, he's picking some good wrestlers on his road to retirement. I really wish that they would have let him pick somebody that he wanted at WrestleMania.
He deserved better than Corbin. Triple H promo next. It was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I had a few chuckles every now and then.
The Spice Girls reference.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was pretty good. And the whole when he was trying to get the envelope out of his pocket.
Yeah.
The only thing that I didn't like about the whole promo was he's putting his career on the line, which he's a part-timer now. He's really not got much of a career anymore to put online unless he's, giving up the rights to NXT and being the CEO or COO of WWE.
Like, putting your career on the line doesn't mean that you're going to go away for 6 months and then come back and set you up a WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
like,
really.
You need to quit and then go work at Wendy's and
Hi, Chris Kirkpatrick.
Don't even diss Chris Kirkpatrick.
I'm sorry. Every time you mention Wendy's, I have to bring up Chris Kirkpatrick being a manager there.
He's not a manager at Wendy's.
Anyway, the last thing that happened, which we've saw a dozen times before, it feels like, is Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose. I get what they're doing with this. Dean Ambrose is out the door. He's leaving WWE. He's not re-signing unless this is the biggest work swerve of all time WWE has ever pulled. He's leaving. It's for sure. And I understand what they're doing with Drew. They're trying to build him up to be a credible badass. And he's running through Dean Ambrose like he's nothing. Of course, it's adding fuel to the fire for the Reigns-Ambrose match. So I'm not mad about that. I'm just tired that we've had to see it so much.
Yeah.
McIntyre did win after he put Ambrose through a table and then did the Claymore kick. And Ambrose just couldn't get up anymore. And that was pretty much how it went off Raw. I think they should have saved the Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre thing for at the end of Raw. After Ambrose just got his butt kicked, I think that's when Reigns should have come out. I think that McIntyre should have continued welling and laying into Ambrose and just beating the hell out of him. And then Reigns should have come out and stopped that, and they brawled for a little bit. And while McIntyre, and of course, Reigns gets the upper hand, McIntyre should have went walking up the stage going to the back, and Reigns should have grabbed the mic and said, you know what, you're on at WrestleMania 35, and I think that's the way they should have ended the show.
Well, damn, you should rock the thing.
But that would have been a better ending to me than what we got, but anyway, that's what we got. I guess we just got to be happy with it. It ain't like we have nothing else to watch on a Monday night, as far as wrestling, and Tuesday night, but I'm going to jet. We're doing this right before SmackDown, so I've got to get off here. Once again, follow me on Instagram, Views on Wrestling. Follow Barbie on Instagram at @the_Gothic_gamer. Check out her YouTube channel. She's got some pretty cool gaming stuff if you're a gamer on there that you need to check out. Plus, she's really, really pretty to look at while you watch her videos. And that her YouTube is Gothic Gamer 666. Catch her live streaming on Twitch. I've caught some of it tonight, and it was pretty damn awesome. And she has a lot of people. They talk about wrestling, video games, cartoons. I mean,
Charlie the Unicorn.
Yeah, she just doesn't talk about the video game she's playing. They run on a bunch of stuff, and it's really cool with some of the people she talks to. So go and follow her on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/the_Gothic_gamer666. Also, you go to her Instagram. Her link tree is there, which takes you to all the links, so that way you don't have to memorize them. And also it takes you to her donation pages. Any donation that you send her goes straight to new equipment for filming, so she can make better content for you guys, get new games that you want to see her play, just whatever. She's worth it, trust me.
And if you don't donate, that is fine. We can still be friends and be chill and hang out and be cool.
You can still game with her. You don't have to pay her to play,
Oh God, no, we're not in that line of work.
But anyway, I am Big B.
I'm Barbie.
And we will catch you guys later.
Bye.
Feel just like a rock star.